Welcome to Wellness Verse. Today is Soulful Thursday, but instead of doing a video on spirituality, I would like to do a video on boundaries again. This is a special video for a special someone, but I'm sure this particular topic is something that we all can relate to. We've all gone through this kind of a situation in our life, and I made this video to be able to help out someone out there who might be facing similar situations. So please look at my earlier videos where I have done a generic video for boundaries. And then there's also a video for self love as well as another video for detachment. I've listed the links below. So you can go ahead and check those videos as well and see if you can relate to it or if it makes sense or if it helps in any way. But today's video is particularly about boundaries with parents. So, if needed, let me know if you feel that you need boundaries to be established with certain specific areas of your life or with certain people. I can make content for that as well. But today's video is dedicated to parents. So, parents are an integral part of our lives. We all love our parents a lot. They've done a lot for us. That there's no taking away from that. But while all that is true, it's also important to value and cherish and nurture this relationship. Often, what happens is as we're growing up, we feel obligated to do a lot of stuff for our parents. Initially, it's like duty and tasks and errands and all of that. And we have the time and energy to carry out these tasks. And since we're single and we're living with them, and we feel completely obligated and under guilt and a whole lot of other things that make us want to do these things. And it's fine. You're single, you're available, you're able to do these things as well, and it's fine. You have the time and the energy. Excuse me for that. You have the time and the energy for being able to do all of that. But as you get older, and especially if you move out of your home, your parental home, maybe you change your city or you go somewhere else for work or education, or you get married and move out and such similar situations, then what happens is that this has not stopped. The expectations from your parents has not stopped, so they keep it's not true for everyone, but sometimes what happens is parents still continue to expect the same from their children. They are not able to see that children have their own lives. And while it's understandable and it's perfectly okay, parents love their children, children love their parents, everyone wants to do something for everyone, but it's also important to maintain healthy boundaries. Why do we need boundaries? First of all, let's understand that. So what happens is when you're single, it's completely different. Like I said earlier, you have time, you have energy, you have the patience to do all of those things, and it's perfectly fine. You're living with them, you contribute to the household and you contribute to whatever you can in your own way, and the expectations are also lower because you're younger. But as you get older and your energy levels are not the same anymore, your health is not the same anymore, your priorities are not the same anymore, but you still have to do stuff for your parents. What happens is that causes conflicts, rifts, and a lot of ego battles with your parents, and there are a lot of arguments, disagreements, and fights, arguments, disputes, and this can drain your energy as well as theirs. They may feel like you don't care about them anymore, and it's perfectly understandable. It's perfectly normal for them to feel like that. They don't like the idea of losing their children, no matter how old they are. And the children feel like they've grown up, and it's not right for their parents to expect so much out of them when they have their own lives, their own work, their own commitments, their own children, or things, their own friends to deal with. So, in such a scenario, how do you maintain boundaries? So, you need to keep boundaries because you can't keep doing all the stuff that you used to do earlier when you had all the time and the patience and the energy and all of that. But now you feel exhausted, you feel drained, not just physically from doing all the stuff, but also mentally exhausted. And trust me, mental exhaustion is even worse than anything else because once you're mentally exhausted, it affects your mind, body, spirit, everything. So you feel emotionally drained, you feel heavy, you feel tired, you feel irritated, agitated, you lose focus, you lose rational thinking. And this rational thinking is something that is really needed for your daily functioning. And when there are important relationships in your life, like your relationship with your parents, these are blood relations, right? So it is important, and because it's that important, it's also that much more traumatic or hard to deal with and emotionally draining. You don't want to upset them, but you also can't upset your current family. So it's important to figure out a solution for all of that. And if you think that they are going to change, they will not. You cannot expect anyone to change, whether it's parents, friends, or anyone else. You can never expect other people to change. You can communicate your needs to them, have a healthy discussion, preferably not on the phone. A face-to-face conversation is always better, but if that doesn't happen, if you live out of the country or some other city or location, you can always have a conversation with them on the phone. That is the first level of self-care for you, setting your boundaries. And when communication doesn't work, which often I've seen it doesn't, when communication doesn't work and nothing else works, reasoning doesn't work, and then you get more and more irritated, more and more exhausted, and then you're not able to function and focus on the tasks at hand or your daily duties, and you feel like your health is deteriorating and you're just stress eating or doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. So what do you do then? So this is where boundaries are needed, and it's important. Sorry, I don't know why there are so many planes going off right now. Excuse me. Yeah. So it's important to put boundaries in place because you want to maintain that healthy relationship with your parents, right? So you don't want to give up on them. You don't have to give up on them. You don't need to do that. But at the same time, you need them to understand that you are an individual too who has a life of their own. Therefore, if nothing else works, here is a boundary that you need to set with them, which can be done by communication. And if that doesn't work, then figure out what you can do now to take care of yourself. So here are some tips that you can do to take care of yourself first, your self-care tips. First and foremost, detach from the whole thing. Zoom out of your problem. This is true for any problem. Zoom out of the problem. Just look at it from an external viewpoint. Imagine you're outside your home or earth or whatever. You're looking at the problem from maybe outer space or something like that, and then see how it looks. Definitely the problem looks much smaller and it looks really insignificant when you zoom out that way. But this is not to reduce the problem or to belittle it or whatever. It's just to reduce the effect and the impact that it has on you. So zooming out of your problem helps you detach nicely from it. So detachment is important. It doesn't mean that you're neglecting them or ignoring them or causing any harm to them or you, but it means that you're not attached to the whole thing energetically. That's one. And you're also not attached to the outcomes. You're not feeling obligated to do things like you used to. You're not letting guilt overtake you, or you're not letting your ego get in the way. You're not feeling shameful and hurt and upset and angry and the rest of it that follows with it. So detachment is important. Detach from it. Just tell yourself, okay, here is the problem. It's not going to go away anytime soon. This is always going to be there. What am I going to do now to take care of myself? One, zoom out so that the problem intensity of the problem reduces, and then you realize, okay, it's not that big. I can deal with it somehow, and that helps you calm down. Then your rational thinking starts coming back into place. And another thing you can do for yourself is take a time out. So if something, like for example, they call you too many times a day or they keep expecting stuff out of you, take a time out. Just step out for a minute or few minutes. Just step out of your room, your home, or if you're at work, your cubicle, whatever. Just step out, and that helps you shift your energy as well. Because if you sit there and keep thinking about it, there's a whole energetic dark cloud that forms around you and blocks everything. So step out, give a time out for yourself, take a few minutes, get out of it. Don't think about it for 5 minutes or so, and then come back and see you'll feel much better. Another thing you can do is just go for a walk. Going for a walk or doing some basic light physical housework or a walk or something where your energy is expended is very useful in shifting your energy to a positive mindset. And why you need to do that is because you get anger when you're emotionally hurt, upset, and when you're in a similar situation. So when you are emotional, in this case, your expectations of them and their expectations out of you and the needs and boundaries being crossed can make you get angry with them. And when anger comes in, um, energy goes up. So automatically you're energetic and you don't know what to do with that burst of energy. So it's best to get it out. Get that energy out. Along with that, the negativity goes. And then you feel a whole lot more calmer, and you are able to get a better perspective, and you wonder why you were angry in the first place at all. So that also helps you. And then just breathe and ground. So take some time out when you step out. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale lightly and exhale a lot. Exhale with your mouth open and just let all the air out so that you feel instantly calm. And that's a brilliant way to calm down your heart rate. And if you're getting blood pressure, then this is a good way to calm down. It also helps you calm your mind, and you're able to look at the problem in a different and a lighter perspective, in a more positive perspective. Grounding yourself. So just grounding yourself can be done in any way. There are many ways. You don't just have to imagine you're a tree or you're out there, or you're hugging a tree, or roots are coming out. You don't really have to do that. You can just drink water or wash your hands. That's also a great way to ground your energy. Or just stand on the barefoot on the floor, and that's a great way to ground. Just release all the excess energy. Just imagine it flowing out of your body or from the back, whichever way you prefer. I sometimes prefer to imagine I'm standing outside in a garden, and the universe is just flushing down all the negativity like a black, dark energy going through my entire body, all the way down to my feet, and then into the ground, into Mother Earth. And then I imagine the universe sending me white and golden light that fills me and surrounds me and nurtures me and nourishes me and rejuvenates me and revitalizes me back to normal. That's a lovely thing you can do to feel instantly good. You can also spend some time meditating. If you have the time, please go ahead and meditate, or at least before you sleep, meditate so that you get some ideas, clarity. You get your inner guide who will tell you exactly what to do. If not anything, at least just close your eyes and meditate so that your brain gets a break, which is much needed in a situation like this. And cutting cords. So I think I have another earlier video of cutting cords. Let me see if I can link that as well. What happens is when there is an important person in your life, you have a relationship with that person. There are etheric cords, energy cords that are established with that person, and especially if it's your parent, there'll always be energetic cords with them. And this can drain your energy or their energy depending on whose energy is stronger. And either way, both could feel an energy drain. So the good thing, a good practice to do, especially when things get toxic and stagnant and you feel there's a whole lot of irritation and that's not helping you, do a cord cutting. You can reach out to me for that. I can help you with cord cutting or go through my video on cord cutting. And that's something that will help you cut these energetic cords. You're not cutting off any relationship with your parents. This is just cutting cords with them, which is a good form of detachment so that you're not focused on them or the problem too much. Because if you just keep focusing on them, let's say you're all the time thinking about your parents and you're worrying about them. Oh, what are they going to do now? Oh, what are they going to do now without me? Or I'm not there and I'm not able to help them. What happens is thought, energy follows thought, right? So you're thinking about them, your negative energy is following that thought and going to them, and all that negative energy is directed to them. While you love them, unintentionally you're also sending them your negative energy, and that's keeping you both stuck in a loop. So it's very important to cut these energy cords so that you both are free of that and you both are able to be um, lighter, calmer, freer, and happier. So that's why it's important to just have these few self-care practices, and setting boundaries is fine. It's good. It's a good self-care practice. It helps you maintain a good, healthy relationship with your parent. You don't have to feel passive aggressive anymore. You don't have to snap at them. You don't have to snap at your current family, or you don't have to take it out on the wrong people in your life. So it's very important, very healthy, and very necessary to keep these boundaries in place. You can communicate, you can talk to them, you can journal, you can write. If you feel nothing is working out, the best thing you can do, which I did recently as well, is to write a forgiveness letter. So write a letter forgiving the person that you want to forgive. Write it down, read it to yourself, letting them go and releasing them. And you can also say, I forgive anyone who has ever hurt me in this lifetime or ever or any other. And I humbly ask forgiveness as well to whomever I have hurt in this lifetime or any other. You can say this out orally and as well as in your mind. And the forgiveness letter is good because once you write that, you're not feeling bad anymore. You're completely cut off from everything. You've cut and you've detached. You've set boundaries for yourself. You're setting filters and you're not taking in whatever is being said to you as well. You're not taking it personally. You're just filtering out and taking in whatever you want. And now, with this forgiveness letter, after you've written it, read it to yourself back, and then you can burn it or tear it and throw it up, whatever you feel like doing. But once that's done, trust me, you feel so much better. And then you're able to approach this relationship with a very neutral mindset. You're able to help them as well as yourself. You're able to do everything like you were doing normally without it affecting you, without it killing you. So, I hope this video helped. Do let me know in the comments, and if you need any further assistance or guidance with boundaries or with relationships, you can always reach out to me at the links below. Thank you.